What's up, everybody? Once again, this is David, aka Wingnut D. I'm on the way home. I decided to do another video to go along with the one I did this morning about the coronavirus relief, or lack thereof for some of us, being self-employed and stuff like that. So I'm on the way home, got some time. Figure we'll go over some things about what I said earlier. So this it pertains to the earlier video in the day. If you didn't watch that, I'll try and put a link in the description. If not, just go to my channel. So anyways, the topic of this video basically is why I don't vote. Everybody's always, when it comes to be November or special elections, it's they go and they get their little sticker that says I voted, and everybody feels so accomplished. And I don't vote. I haven't voted in almost 30 years. The last time I voted for Bill Clinton, president. I was 18 years old. It was my first ability to vote. Registered, did what I had to do, and I'll admit I voted for Bill Clinton. And that's not saying that he was the best choice. That's another video I could do too. He's not the best choice. He wasn't the worst choice. He was kind of just the choice, and I wanted to use my God-given American right to vote once I was 18, and I did that. Voted, and I voted for a couple other things that year or whatever. I don't remember. Sorry about the sunlight here. You can still hear me talk. I got the sun behind me here because I'm heading east, so the sun is setting in the west. Because I am on the west coast. Well, I don't think that matters if I'm on the west coast or anything like that. But anyways, so I voted. And I never voted again. And it wasn't because of Bill Clinton. It wasn't because of anything that happened while I voted. It was basically just, look, what would have happened if I would have voted the other way? I see so many elections, and I see so many other things, I see so many measures and things that are on the ballot. And so I did a little research. When you vote for something, you vote for everything that is on that bill or that measure. You vote for everything that is being written in that. So there's a lot of, just like with everything that's written down in writing, there's a lot of fine print. There's a lot of things that we don't know about. So we'll talk about measures and propositions and stuff like that first. There's just a lot of fine print. Some of these propositions can be 1,000 pages long. Some of these measures can be 1,000 pages long. And what you're voting for the main thing that's on maybe the first 200 pages. Maybe first 750 pages if it's 1,000 pages long. And then the rest of that, there's a lot of little stuff. There's a lot of little stuff that we think of as little, but could have a bigger effect on other people. Only some of it has an effect on you, the voter. The rest has an effect on the people that are behind the ballot, that are behind what's going on the ballot, the proposition, the measure. Sorry, I'm trying to change lanes here. The proposition, the measure, whatever it is. And so whoever's writing it, or the group that's behind it, or the group that's behind the person that's writing it, they have an agenda. I'm sorry to say. There's agendas out there within politics. There has been since the beginning of politics. Everybody's got agendas. And you may be voting for something, but you may not agree with the rest of it. So, what are you really voting for? A lot of people are voting for that stupid little sticker. I mean, I'm sorry. If you vote, you vote. I'm not going to harp on people's right to vote. I just don't vote. That's one of the reasons I don't, is because if I'm voting for this or I'm voting against this, like, what am I really supporting? Am I supporting what it's supposed to be going for, whether it's money for schools, money for infrastructure, highways, park improvements, or am I voting for a law that, how do I know if I vote for highway improvements, measure whatever, 15A. If I'm voting for highway improvements and that measure passes, how do I know whoever authored that bill or that proposition? They don't own a construction company. They don't own a cement company that's going to provide the cement and the asphalt and the gravel and the materials for this. So whoever's authoring this could be making out, yeah, I'm going to get a good, nice, clean road, and I'm going to get, an extension on this, or there's going to be potholes fixed or whatever. But how do I know that I'm not voting for more than what I'm actually voting for? Voting for a nicer road, nicer highway, pothole fixed on my street. But the construction company that's taking care of that is probably, they're going to have to go beyond Caltrans or beyond a state or federally funded federal, state, or locally funded city or county group. They're going to have to outsource. They're going to have to hire somebody. How do I know that company that's being hired, how do I know that they're not owned by somebody who's authoring or behind the bill? When you vote for people, again, politicians, it was said in the great movie Brewster's Millions, when he runs for mayor he doesn't even run for mayor of New York City. He runs for none of the above. He doesn't want you to vote for him, but he doesn't want you to vote for anyone else. Okay? I'm going to get in the sunlight here. One of the things he says in his infomercial, politicians wear nice suits and everything like that because I want you to think that they're respectable. So when you hear who your candidate choices are, you're trying to make sure, one, that they're respectable, and two, that you're voting for somebody who's going to protect what you believe in, what your agenda is, and protect your rights and privileges because they are representing you. But what you don't understand is that they've got their own agendas also. They get elected 9.9999 times out of 10. They're going to do what the hell they want. Now, granted, they may do some things that you agree with and be like, yeah, that's why I voted for that person. But then there may be some things like, why did I vote for that guy? What is he doing? Why is he pushing this forward, whatever it may be? Why is he not pushing this forward? So you're voting for the person, but you're also voting for that person's agenda. And I hate to tell you this, especially in times like this with the COVID-19 coronavirus, and like I said, it pertains to my video earlier, is that in times like this, the people you vote for, the measures you vote for, guess what? They don't always equate into you benefiting from it. There are a lot of people struggling right now financially because of this. And I'd say 80% of those, 90% of those are registered voters who voted for certain people who they thought were going to take care of them. In times like this, the people that you vote for, the measures that you vote for, especially the people, though, that you vote for, guess what? They don't care about your fucking situation. They don't care if you got food on your table. They don't care if you got a place to live. They don't care if you got a job. They don't care if you get unemployment. They don't care if you get a stimulus check. They don't care if your phone gets turned off. They don't care if your cable gets turned off. They don't care about anything but themselves, their agenda, and getting reelected and pushing those agendas. You got members of Congress that have, that's why there should be term limits. You got members of Congress that have been in office for 20, 30 years. Now, all that's happened in their district or in their perspective, wherever they're representing, is that they've gotten reelected. Their constituents have gotten old and gone from being young voters to old voters. They don't care about their constituents. They'll tell you that they care about their constituents. They don't care about their constituents. They don't care about their peoples. I will start at the top and work my way down. President Donald Trump, your state senators, your state representatives from each branches of Congress, your local, your governors, your local assemblymen, your city council people, your county board of directors. Guess what? In times of crisis, we'll look straight at the camera with us. In times of crisis, they are not going to come to your house and feed your family. They are not going to make sure you have a job. They are not going to make sure you have necessities to live, a job to pay for those necessities. They're not going to do it. They're not going to come to your house and sit at your table and go, you know what? Sit back. I brought groceries for tonight and for the next 2 weeks while you get back on your feet. And I'm not saying that they should do that. I'm just saying none of those people I mentioned from the top, and I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not a non-Trump supporter. I don't really support anyone for president because I believe the institution is tarnished. It has nothing to do with Trump. I think that's a whole other video. Trump is a great businessman, but there's not been a good president in 70 years. So anyways, from Donald Trump all the way down to your county board of representatives from the county that you live in, city council people, they will not come to your house and take care of you and your family. They will not. And in times of crisis, when they need your vote, they need your vote. And in times of crisis, when you need them, they're worried about themselves. They're worried about their jobs. And that's about it. Now, there was a lot that we covered in 12 and a half minutes here. And I'd like to say, I should have said this before, but I'll say it now. And I'll put it in the description of this video. Is that the views and comments expressed on this video are mine and my own. I don't represent any political affiliation. I don't represent the views of any company or any other person other than myself. I don't. What I'm trying to say here. I'm not against anyone who believes any different than I do. You have the God-given right to have your own opinion, and just because you don't agree with me, doesn't mean that we can't be family. Doesn't mean that we can't be friends. Doesn't mean that it just means that you have your own views because you have your own mind and you have your own body and you have your own soul and you have your own situation. Everybody's situation is different, and no one can, like I like to tell my kids, nobody can walk a day in your shoes. Everybody's situation is different. Everybody's shoe size is different. So I'd like to thank anybody who watched this video, everybody who supports my channel, who comes on and just listens to me rant and rave. The Grandpa Chronicles goes on. I am a super grandpa. And like I said, we're going to be doing a lot more videos with my grandkids. A lot more of my opinionated bullshit, get on my soapbox old man videos just like tonight. I'm going to get in the sunlight here. I'm almost home. This video has been the extent of my drive from Clovis to Sanger. So like I said, if you want to hear more of my bullshit, don't forget to subscribe. Hit the little bell to get a notification when I post a video, and hit me up on Facebook and Twitter, and let's play some Call of Duty and some Rocket League. Wingnut D on PSN. So again, I'd like to thank everybody and anybody who watches and supports. Leave a comment down below if you think I'm a total idiot about anything and everything that I say. Thanks a lot, everybody. Wingnut D signing off.